the literature review, the publications, and also to even suggest your own special issues or to publish a book as an example and so on. I'm sorry, that was just a morning minum-minum lah, minum-minum, gossip-gossip, makan-makan. That's just for me. I think Encik Hazim, you have started the recording. I'll pass to you.
Okay, thank you for your sharing. That's good to see what you have been doing for this week. That's good to see to Prof Yudi.
Yeah.
So okay, I think we should start now. So ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my pleasure to see you all here today for this important and enlightening event on open access content and publication. So for those who don't know me, my name is Hazim and I represent the Teaching and Learning Center at UOW Malaysia University College. I want to express my gratitude to Mr. William Loh here. He's from Emerald Publishing for giving us the opportunity to organize this workshop for our colleges. So in the meanwhile, we are fortunate to have Dr. Asadullah, a distinguished speaker from University Brunei Darussalam, to lead us on this enlightening journey. Dr. Ullah is an expert in the field of open access and has made remarkable contributions to the advancement of knowledge through his research and publications. So let's come together, share our knowledge, and unlock the full potential of open access in shaping the future of research and education. Thank you for all being here, and let's make this event more truly memorable. So I pass this virtual floor to Mr. William.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Encik Hazim for welcoming Emerald again, welcoming William again in these sessions. Probably you will know William. If you have seen me before in the previous webinar, you will see that I'm very casual. I also appreciate if there's any comments, questions from the participants. Let's make it engaging. I prefer a discussion format, more than one-way communication, more than one-way PowerPoint presentation. Sometimes I'm not too sure if my presentation is in the correct way or not. But if anyway there is it's not correct, or if it's required clarifications, please feel free to I'll put that into the chat or just remind me on that. So I am sharing my screen right now. While I'm doing that, I am also putting that on the PowerPoint slides. Just a quick chat. Hazim, are you able to see the presentation?
Yes.
All right, cool. Thanks. Thank you once more. Today's session is on the open access content and also publications. So I'll be focusing more on the open access, specifically on the journals and also on the books itself. If there's any questions on the other topics, example, subscription journals or cases or any other things regarding about publications, research, methodologies, if I can help with that, I probably will be putting my thoughts on it. If not, I can also ask Dr. Ahsan, our speaker, our special speaker later, to actually answer that as well. So what is the aims and what is to be expected for these morning sessions? It's a multiple perspective sharing sessions by publisher, which is me from Emerald Publishings, and also the editor, himself here. We hope to actually motivate to provide tips on how to venture into open access publications, and also if you are elevating your profile, if you would like to bring your publication journey to the next level, example, to be a guest editor for special issue, please welcome. We can actually discuss more about it. Another one thing which actually struck interest in me when we actually delivered the East Coast editions, to our surprise, not many academics, specifically, both postgraduate students and also lecturers does not understand too well the meaning of special issues, how to find special issues, where to submit the special issues, and can you be a guest editor, for special issues. We find it, well, me find it quite interesting. If it's something that also same with you. If you want William to elaborate more on the special issues, I can do that. I think we have quite timed for today. You'll be hearing me talking about Emerald for the first hour until 11 o'clock. I'll be talking on the Emerald Journals, Open Access Journal, Open Access book, while Dr. Ahsan will be joining us slightly before 11 this morning. So he will be covering about 30 minutes of his times on the on his journal. Dr. Ahsan Ullah currently is the editor-in-chief for Southeast Asia, a multidisciplinary journal. It's an open access journal in Emerald. If you would like to publish, this is the time to network, to engage, to get email, to get connected. If you also would like to try to be a ad hoc reviewer or to be editorial member in the SEAMJ, this is also a time I would suggest to in the chat when Dr. Ahsan pop up later. Put in the chat that Dr. Ahsan, would you accept editorial member, or would you accept reviewer, or would you accept special issues? Do ask him that questions. Kalau I tanya, dia macam I push too much lah. But if it's coming, if you have an interest and you would like to ask him more about it, I think that is one of the best time. I have I have deep appreciation, deep thank you to Teaching and Learning Center TNL from UOW Malaysia, specifically Encik Hazim and also the team member. TNL UOW Malaysia has been doing have been planning so much every year. Even this year, they're planning for next year. This year, they're planning for next year. What are the resources? What are the teaching and learning courses? Who speakers we actually invite? So thank you to Mr. Hazim from TNL Centers and the team. I also wanted to say a big thank you to the library. Without the library support to provide resources, and to answer students, academics on which journal to look for. Is it a dependable journal, or is it a predatory journal? Right? I do really appreciate Ms. Lee, Lee Siu-Woon teams, and also the fellow librarians. A big special thank you to Dr. Ahsan Ullah later. He's editor-in-chief for Southeast Asia Multidisciplinary Journal. He's currently also the associate professor for Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences from University of Brunei Darussalam. If my memory serves me well, I think he is entering 9 years in UBD right now. He's associate professor in geography, environment, and development at UBD. His research portfolio includes Southeast Asia Research Centers, Hong Kong, and so many other universities around the regions, and also in the Cairo, Hong Kong, Thailand, Germany as well. His research is quite interesting to me. I've read one of his paper, which talking about population migrations and also about labor itself. So his research area includes population migrations, human rights, development, globalizations, and also environment. He has published so many books, not with Emerald yet. He has published so many papers, articles, and also book chapters too. So that is Dr. Ahsan Ullah. I was fortunate enough to meet him last year when the borders of countries are open. In COVID times, it's very difficult to travel to Brunei. We will need to apply for COVID test and COVID insurance, something like that. So when Brunei opened up their borders, so I flew over to Brunei and met him in person. That was last year. Emerald, do put that into the chat. Just a quick note. How many of you have how many knows Emerald from the chat, or how many have published Emerald before? How many of you have published from? How many of you have published in Emerald before? Apology. If you have published Emerald before, probably say a yes. If you have not, or if you're intended to, you can either say no, or maybe, or intended. So, or there's no chat function in not yet. Not yet. That's to publish. Wow. All right. Okay, thank you. For not yet and intend to publish, thank you for it. If you have not heard about Emerald before, Emerald is a UK-based publisher that focuses on social sciences. It was founded in 1967. The first journal was is still an active journal. Our first journal is Management Decisions, MD, that was published in 1967 until right now. That should be about 54 years, 53, 54 years right now for that particular journal. It was a family-owned publisher, which is medium-sized publisher. We are not big publisher. Example, we are not, comparatively, we are way behind Elsevier's, Science Direct, Taylor and Francis Wiley. Those publishers, they have 2,000 over, 3,000 overs of journal in their holdings. In Emerald, you can see from the slides here, we only have 300 over journal. Elsevier's, I think 3,000 journals, if I'm not mistaken, 2,000 plus, close to 3,000 perhaps. So in Emerald, we only have 300 journals that focuses on the business, management, economic perspective. We also have on the educations, engineering, library, and also information sciences here. We have 3,000 over books, I think close to 4,000 right now, and also teaching cases. All in all, Emerald, well known to actually support the early career researchers, to provide trainings, resources, guidance, even from the editorial board members, so that the paper, we do not hold the paper to be rejected unless it does not meet the formatting or in the scope. But most of our editors would like to give major revisions, to give chances to the submissions, so that it can revise, it can improve, it can survive the peer review process. Even though we are medium-sized publishers, we year to year we have a lot of awards, winning awards. Example, Independent Publisher Award, Academic and Professional Publisher Award back in 2022, and this year we have got an award, which is in British. My apology, I don't remember that particular award. Yeah. Where we are, Emerald based in UK, but we have office in Malaysia. Our Malaysia office is in Subang Jaya, SS15. Anyone of you, if you would like to come in and say hi, do text me. Leave my WhatsApp number at the end of the slides here. Our office to Glenmarie, probably about 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes away. Our team in Malaysia is small. We only have 9 staff, including me in Malaysia. However, our Malaysia supports the East Asia region. So example like me, myself, I support Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei. I also support Indonesia, Philippines. I'll be flying to Indonesia next month. I'll be flying over to Philippines and also Thailand in September. Probably I'll be going to Singapore at the end of the year, and also Japan and Korea as well. So however, I'm very proud to say that from these particular regions, Malaysia has one of the in fact, Malaysia is has the highest authorships from this region here. So all in all, year by year basis, we have more than 1,003, 1,005 authors just from Malaysia submitting and published. Not submitted. Submissions will be even more, but successfully published in Emerald. So what it means, it doesn't mean easy. No, not at all. It means that Malaysians researchers and authors are very good at quality level, and also if you are not in the publication, if you are just a lecturer or if you are just a assistant lecturer that's teaching as well, you may find contacts from Malaysia, Malaysia contacts in Emerald database. So example, if you want to talk about ASEAN, if you wanted to talk about Islamic finance, yeah, or if you want to talk about Islamic product, halal marketing of halal products, halal branding, and things like that. Once you type these particular keywords in Emerald database, that would be a lot of these research papers, books that coming out from here. So I'm actually very proud to see the consistent growth of authorships from Malaysia. UOW Malaysia has access, thank you to library, has access to Emerald journals. Example from journals from the business and management strategy, journals from the previously from the tourism, journal from the marketing, HRM, operation logistics, IT, accounting, and also economics. Previously, UOW Malaysia also have 2-year access to the teaching cases. But however, because market is changing, publishing market is changing, where more and more open access content is available, more and more open access journal is available, more and more open access content is available as well. Hence, today is actually where we talk about open access. I'm not going to talk too much about Emerald. Probably you have heard this before, or if you don't, I don't think you want to hear more from me. I just wanted to point the fact that even though we are a medium-sized publisher, our contents and our journal qualities are top tiers. Example, we have 309 active subscription of journal. We have 60 over open access journal. Out of the 309 active subscription journal, 295 of them are actually indexed in Scopus. So that is about 95%. If my mathematics, 95%, 95 point something percent of our journal holdings is indexed in Scopus. So if you are students, if you have criteria, or sorry, not criteria, if you have the KPI to publish in Scopus index journal, I will welcome you to explore Emerald. We'll talk about more about Emerald journals later. Yeah. These are some examples. I'm just going to use one example, then I'll skip the rest itself. So example from the business management strategy, we have 55. Currently, we have 54 journals. We have more economic right now that covers about all on the business management perspective, competitiveness, even business ethics and law, sustainability, strategy, family business, and so and so. So from here, you can see there are high impact factors journals. They are also in the SSCI or also in the ESCI for Web of Sciences, WOS here, index in Scopus, or if you are aiming for the Australian indexing, which is the Australian Business Dean Council, ABDC. So you can also see they are the ABDC rankings over here, A, B, C, or D. over here. So, this is just some of examples. From the business perspective, we move on to the accounting, talking about all about accountings, including Islamic finance. Also about bonds, sukuk, Takaful is a branding. All about the Islamics, even fintech as well. Fintech, technology-wise. If you interest will be in the financial crime, there's a journal about financial crimes. There's also about money laundering. There's also big data, ESG. ESG reporting. Yeah, so these are some of these key area. Besides that, the normal one. From the HRM perspective, from the marketing perspective, marketing's 23, 24 journal right now, that talking about all about brandings, consumer behaviors, even Islamic marketing too. Very, very interesting. So yeah, from IT, ChatGPT. In the discussions, we covered about ChatGPT. Are you threatened by ChatGPT? A raise of sorry, I cannot ask you to raise a hand. If you may put that into the chat, have you used ChatGPT before? Yes. To mean that you have tried before, you have used ChatGPT before, and you are using ChatGPT right now, and no. Simply means that you have not stepped into this particular field yet. Have you tried ChatGPT before? That's a big topic, very hot topic. Yes. All right. Oh, okay. Two from the participants today say yes. Okay, yeah. ChatGPT is very interesting. I have been using it myself. As a beginner level. Yesterday I just attended a course. It's a free course. It's a free course on how to use the plugin. If you are paying for the monthly ChatGPT, $20 per month basis, you will then able to utilize the chat the 4.0. For the free version, that is 3.5. For the paid version, that will be ChatGPT 4.0, where you can also select the plugins. Very interesting to me itself is that we can use this plugin to do so many things. Examples, to summarize a YouTube. So what it means is that I don't even need to watch a lengthy video. I can just ask ChatGPT to summarize that in a written format for me just to read on it. That really blew my mind. Yeah, ChatGPT, big data, 5Gs, e-commerce, mobile commerce, right? So IoT of things. So these are about the IT education perspective, engineerings, and I would like to go into the Emerald Open Access. So for the Emerald Open Access, I'll be bringing the Excel file over here. This is our open access title. I'm not too sure. So Hazim, I think this session is not registered, right? Participants are not registered for these sessions, but probably I can send to Hazim, and Hazim or the library can also help me to share the title listings to the participants later. Yeah. So we have. I do have the this is the journal title listings for our journals, for both the subscription journal and also the open access journal. You can then filter by the subject collections. If you're from accounting, you can go to accounting. If you're business, you can go to business, and engineering, education, health and social care, HRM, and so this is our journal title listing. Yeah. So for today, I'm not going to talk about it. I'll be talking more on the open access journal in specific. What is open access journal? Before I go into here, open access journal. Sorry, yeah, I should ask this. What is the what do you understand about open access journal? If I can ask the audience, what do you understand about the open access journal? Anyone would like to voice out or to write in the chat? To public, yeah. Access to public, from Dr. Yong, or in other words, can access without subscriptions. Yes, that is correct. So both are the same meaning. Simply means that it's free to access, free to read, free to download. Yeah. So that's actually mean by free access. Yes, free is actually mean by open access journal. So no, is there any category, or is it any what call that model of open access are different? Definitely, yes. They are open access model that being funded. They are also open access model that would require author to pay APC into it. And do you know how much to pay? If you have published before, if you have published in any open access before, do you what is the APC? Do you know what is APC, right? Do you know what's the meaning of APC? Anyone of you knows what is APC? APC is basically means article processing charges. Yeah, APC actually means article processing charges. Simply means that how much do you need to pay to publish in that particular journal. So that is the APC. So some APC ranges from $500 $1,000 $2,000 up to 3,000 or $4,000 per article. Depends on the quality of the journal itself. Then that will determine the APC charges. But please be careful, because so many mandatory journals, or journals that are journals that are irresponsible, tak bertanggung jawab lah, yeah. Journal that is either for business purposes, a journal that probably just wanted to publish, and then it may close shop after a few years times. So do be careful. That's actually what I mean by predatory journal. Yeah. So I think Dr. Norasika is asking. So I'm actually moving. So that is actually open access. I think we are actually clear on that. If you're asking, how many open access journals are there? If it's from the Emerald, we have close to 70 right now. So this is the list for open access journal. You can actually see from the taxonomy here. It covers from the accounting, business, economics, education, engineering, management sciences and operations, public policy, marketing, tourism, and also transportation. If I'm mistaken, Southeast Asia, a multidisciplinary journal, a journal managed by Dr. Asant, is actually on the public policy and environmental management. But because it's a multidisciplinary journal, it also accepts quite a diverse subjects area in the context of the Southeast Asia itself. Right, so this that if you were to know what is the journal rankings itself, so you can also come into here. That will give you an idea how many of them are in the set scores, how many in the ABTC, how many are there in both Web of Science, either in ESCI or SSCI, or how many of them are actually in Scopus. You may find that not all open access journal is indexed in Scopus. As a matter of fact, I think probably 21 of 65 records is indexed in Scopus. That is for the open access. The one of the reasons is because most of these journals are either new journals, or they are existing journal that needs to improve. Hence, they got into Emerald platforms to actually improve the quality of it, to improve the structures, the system itself, in order to be indexed later on. So, right, that's our Emerald Open Access Journal. These are the list of it. In Emerald, we have 3 different type of open access journal. Right? So, example, Dr. Ahsan, Southeast Asia Multidisciplinary Journal, is a platinum open access journal. So we publish. We actually got the university. So the university is funding the journal itself. So example, these are the journals. Asian Journal of Accounting Research is from Indonesia. Airlangga University, if I'm not mistaken, from Airlangga University in Indonesia. This one, Asia Association of Open University Journal, either is Indonesia or is in Hong Kong, if I'm mistaken. So Platinum Open Access Journal simply means that the journal is funded by the university, by the faculties, and to be available in Emerald. So if you are author, you do not need to pay APC to publish in our Platinum Open Access Journal. Simply means that you do not need to pay a single cent, to publish in Dr. Ahsan's journal, to publish in ASEAN Journal of Accounting Research, to publish in ASEAN Association of Open Universities Journal. So it is free to publish for author because the journal is being funded by the university, by the faculty itself. I think we also have another version called the Go. The Go Open Access Journal. The Go Open Access Journal, which I'm going to cover in the back of the slide. So we do not. We only have 2. We just recently got 2. We do not have it previously. Go Open Access Journal is actually where it is not funded, and the author would need to pay APC to publish in the 2 journal itself. So routes to publications. So in Emeralds, what are the publication routes that we are looking at over here? So over here you can see that there are different venue to publish. You can select a journal as most of people will select journal as their publication journey. Some may wanted to publish a book. Some may wanted to publish a teaching cases. And in Emerald, we have all these 3. We also even have open research. So what is Emerald Journal? 95% of our journals, of our subscription journals, is indexed in Scopus. More than 60% is actually in ESCI, which is Web of Science. It is free to publish in Emerald subscription journal. It is free to publish in a normal issue. However, if you would like your article to be in open access article in the subscription journal, then you will need to pay a APC of £2,695 in Emerald Journal. You only have one single rate. We do not have many pricing. We only have a single pricing for our APC. Translated into Ringgit Malaysia, that would be berapa? Now it's almost 6, right? Let's say 5.8. So about 15,000 ringgit. Gila, it's gila to publish APC. Not only in Emerald. Emerald is not the most expensive APC out there. So you probably need 10,000 ringgit Malaysia, 15,000 ringgit Malaysia to publish an article. So if you do not if you do not have the mandate, if you are not required to publish your article in open access, I would strongly advise you do not need to do that. You can just publish as free in any normal publications. How about books? If you have keen interest to publish a chapter or publish a new book with Emerald itself, Emerald Books is indexed in Scopus. Most of our books indexed in Scopus. It is free to publish a chapter. It's also free to publish a new book with Emerald. You do not need to pay, again, to publish a book with Emerald. And also, if you are the book editor, you also would receive a royalty for the sales of the particular book too. Yeah? However, if you are a chairperson, if you are chairing a conference this year or next year, or if you intend to publish an open access book so that everyone can access to it, everyone can read your book itself, if it's funded, there's 6,000 pounds for 50,000 words, 9,000 pounds for a 80,000 words book itself. Yeah. So this is just an optional choices to publish an open access book. If not to publish a normal book, then yeah, it's actually free to publish. We have teaching cases as well. Teaching cases also Scopus Index. It's also free to publish, and currently there's no APC for it. We actually discontinued Emerald Open Research last month, where we were focusing on the Platinum Open Access and also Gold Open Access. Emerald Open Research previously is a fast track from Emerald. Fast track simply means that if you are in hurry to graduate, if you are in a hurry to publish a paper in which you wanted your article, you wanted to publish within 2 months' time, 1 month to 2 months' time. So we have this platform which we call the open research. So we discontinue that for many logical reasons. We actually focuses on the Platinum Open Access and also Gold Open Access. Any questions? There's none. I hope you are still with me. Any questions? Feel free, just to write write in the chat as well. Open access is dynamic and is ever evolving. If you were to see this icon out there, so simply means this is an open access journal or open access article. Yeah, you got it correct. And from the chat, it access to public. You can access without the subscriptions. It's actually free access to everyone. Most often, open access must comply to certain licensing. So in Emerald, we actually complied under the copyright CC BY licensing itself. So what are the open access model out there? There are 3 models. I think I have covered the Platinum and Gold open access. I'll be talking on the green open access after this. But just to give you a very general, recap, Platinum Open Access is sponsored by the university, by the faculties. So the article hosted by the Open Access Journal. The versions of the records is also there are versions of the records available. Simply means that the article will have the Emerald logo, volumes, paginations, and an example. So one of the main difference between Platinum and Gold is that you do not need to, the author does not need to pay APC to published in Platinum Open Access Journal because it is funded by the is already funded either by the university, by the government, or by the faculty. Yeah. So how about Go? Go Open Access is again some Go Access is also hosted by certain institutions, certain university, or certain government itself. The article will have the Emerald logo, the volumes, the issues, the paginations, and so, even the DOI as well. However, the difference is that the author is required is forced to pay APC to publish in the Go Open Access journal itself. And while for Green Open Access, what is Green Open Access? Green Open Access is only article level. So this has been constantly asked by library, including UOW Malaysia, library, public universities, example UKMs, yeah, they do always ask this. William, can I share? Can I keep a record of my paper? I am the author. Can I keep a record of my article in the faculty, in the university repository? So you are not allowed to save your PDF copy from Emerald in your own university repository. It is illegal to do that. That is purely because of the trademark and the licensing. So, however, for the author will have the final copy. The final copy before it published. The final copy you are allowed to actually host it in your own university repository itself. So the final versions normally would have all your manuscripts, your final versions, but exclude the publisher names, the publisher logo, the DOI, probably the volume, the paginations of the issue itself. So those normally you will not have it in the final copy. So that is the or some we call it manuscript version. Yeah, that is correct. So manuscript versions sometimes you will also have embargo for it too. So manuscript versions is the one that is considered the green open access article, and that is the version that you can save it in your own repository, or in your faculty repository, or in the university repository. So I understand. Explain that. Category journal. There are a lot of journals, especially open access journal out there. Yeah, that act as business, using this opportunity as a business, commercial, commercial business for them. As a matter of fact, I think last month, do you actually aware? If you do, you can put it in chat. Do you aware that there are three open access publisher that has been denied by KPT, Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi, Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi Malaysia, ya, KPT, MOE lah, MOHE Malaysia. Just last month alone, MOHE Malaysia has came out a memo, have released a memo that there are three open access publisher that no longer being recognized by Malaysia education body. Yeah. So in terms of your KPI, in terms of your publications, you are also not allowed to use the grant to publish in these three publishers, and these three publishers are huge. Yes. Thank you. Is it Sanjesh? Thank you. Yes, this is the I've not clicked on that letter yet. Yeah, when this was released, we have been receiving this a lot. So 3 publishers of that. So just a quick discussion. Do you consider them as predatory journal, or do you consider this is or just political move? So to speak, or do you consider this is just probably some system error or some process that they will need to improve so that it can be better? What do you think? Anyone have published in out of 3 of them, the one Frontier, Hindawi, and MDPI. MDPI is strong, man. If you are in the sustainability, their journal, sustainability journal, is top tier journal, globally. So MDPI is problematic. Yeah, MDPI started off with open access. As MDPI publisher started off their journal, their model as open access publishers. They have grown so much in the recent year. Just in the recent year, they have grown so much, and their revenue are extremely good. I personally like their marketing strategy. If you have published in NDPI before, they will give you a voucher. If I'm mistaken, 30 or 40% discount voucher for your next APC for you to publish next. If you helped them to review an article, they will give you discount voucher again, 30 to 40% discount voucher. So many academics or reviewers that publish in MDPI, they have so many vouchers at their disposal to publish. So imagine you have like 10 vouchers. Let's say you have 5, you have 5 vouchers. You can use 2 vouchers, and you can pay a very minimal pricing, to just publish in MDPI. So these are some of the marketing strategy which I really salute them in that way. But however, talking back into the predatory journals are basically publishers that all entities, that prioritize self-interest instead of the scholarships, or perhaps they have false or misleading informations, deviations from the best editorial teams, and even the publication practices as well. To give an example, it could some journals is a fixed journal. You do not know that. You may even to browse their editorial member, who are who. You can see, probably Dr. Sanjesh. Just if I may, just to use your name as example, So from Dr. Sanjesh, the editor-in-chief, example, Dr. William, the associate editor, and so. But we are not of the team. They may be using other teams' names. So those are the false, the misleading informations and fake journal. Their intention is just to get your publication money. However, for those publishers that are established, and probably the systems, or the process itself is how should I put in a good way? Is being challenged in that particular way. To take one of the publisher from the JPT from this JPT file that's shared by Sanjesh, right? So take one of the example of the publisher. The publication process is so short, probably between like days. Publication process is from days to 1 to 2 weeks times, and your paper is then being accepted and published in their journals itself. So this definitely attract the discussions, and also the quality of those particular journals. So that is the predatory journals. I would like to welcome Dr. Asan, that just joined us today. Good morning, Dr. Asan.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So good
Good
to see you
Yulia.
here. Yeah. Wow, you look tired from your conference here.
No, it's okay. The semester is on now, so
Very good.
yeah.
Dr. Asan, I still have a few slides to cover.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
If you don't mind, I'll take another 5
Yeah.
minutes, then I'll pass the floor to you.
Sure, please.
If there's anything on presentations you would
Yeah,
like to
please.
add on
Yeah.
to jump into that. So what are the peer journals? They are science, right? So ominous science, the obvious ones, their email address could be fake or could not be reachable. You can search it by the publisher, the journal titles. There's so many of these things. Another one things that is very obvious would be the author fees, and also if you can cross-check with the other databases as well. Okay, so yep. Journal article journey from submissions to publications. I'm just going to cover this as a brief one. I'm not sure Dr. Asan will be covering on the publication process, taking SEMJ as an example. But in Emerald, as a general publication process would, once you actually submit to the journal submission portal, it will go into the desk reviewed. The editor, in this case, will have check on your submission itself. You look into your title, you look into your abstracts, you look into the abstracts details. If it's relevant, you read the manuscript. So yep, that is the desk review. So from that, you would then see if they would accept in their journal review process. So that is the desk review. From that, the editor will then assign the reviewer, and different journal would give a different time frame. 2 to 4 weeks is just a general, just a time of rule. I've seen journals that is given 2 weeks times for reviewer to come back. Some could take up to 2 months. It really depends on the journals. So from here, you will get the reviewer to review, to provide the comments to the manuscript itself. The review will then, over here, 4 to 8 weeks times, 1 month to 2 months period of times for the reviewer to come back with their comments. So with that, and go back to the decision makings for the editors to see what are the recommendations for the manuscript. Is it going to be accept? Is it going for the minor revisions, major revisions, and even rejections to it? So for the minor revisions, major revisions, yeah. So you will then get the revisions advice. So you will, for the author, normally will get a sufficient time, not ample time, sufficient times to actually revise. Here, I would strongly advise you to revise as soon as possible and resubmit back to the journal itself. So it depends on journal. Some may give 2 weeks, some may give between 4 to 12 weeks, some may even give up to 3 months period of times. So it's very depends into it. So this circles, goes back. So once you have revised, once the author has revised, you will then need to submit back again to the ScholarOne systems. The editors will have to check it and send to the reviewer for them to revise. Yeah. So the cycles here, you will see perhaps it will take 2 revisions, 3 revisions, 4, 5, 6 revisions, and so until you will have either the accepted decisions or the rejections decisions over them. So once you got the accepted decisions, then it will go to the productions, where over here you will do the type settings, you do the type settings around assignment of the DOI, and before going into the author proofed. So I think this is the final copy. You're given 1 week, if I'm mistaken, to actually confirm your final copy, mainly the name, the institutions. This is the most important one. You are not able to change the institution once it has been published that later. So once all this has been confirmed, in Emerald, we have this Emerald early cite. So it will then be cited, it will then be published in Emerald database for early reading, early citations, and so while waiting for the number of issues to be available. So that is the publication process, just a general guidelines on how this looks like. I have also covered the peer review process. Just now it will be the same. So as so. And also some of the Emerald Author resources over here. So this is our corporate website. This is our database. They are the resources on how to, example, if you ask me how to actually write abstract, how to find relevant keywords so that it has SEO element into it. What is the referencing style Emerald is using? Is it Harvard? Or is it APA styles? So these are all the how-to guidelines available. And if we also have author services for proof of readings, for to improve your manuscript writings. Unfortunately, it's paid. So you can also go into that to see that. So questions from the floor. If you have any questions, feel free to post your questions on the chat. If not, you can also raise the questions to me. Before I move on, I also wanted to point, just to bring out my email address, my contact number. If you have your phone, if you want to scan, you can also add me into your contacts into that. This QR code here is actually brings you to our share folder. Our share folder here would have listed all the Emerald journals, Emerald brochures, rankings, book titles, and so and so. Any questions from the floor? Okay. Before I pass the floor to the Asant, I would like to say special thank you to you. Special thank you to you, Dr. Asant,
Thank you.
for accepting the invitations today. And Dr. Asant is the editor-in-chief for Southeast Asia, a multidisciplinary journal, Southeast Asia, SEAMJ. It's a platinum open access journal in Emerald. He's also currently the associate professor in Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences of University of Brunei, Darussalam. I've already mentioned this to the participants earlier. I'm only mentioning this again because you are here with us today. So I was saying that last year, I'm very honored to meet you in person. So if anyone travel to Brunei, please feel free to visit and find Dr. Asant in UBD as well. So his research area is in the population migrations, human rights, development, globalizations, and also environment itself. He has a lot of books. He published a lot of books and also even articles as well. So without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I think Dr. Asant would like to have more in-depth sharings. He will be going through his journals via the websites and so. So with that, I pass the floor to you, Dr. Asant.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, William, for inviting me. And if I have understood correctly, that I will be sharing information about our journal, and you have pointed out a few points that I can gloss over. And though I'm not sure who are the audience, but you mentioned they're mostly teachers, professors, and the postgraduate students, right? If
Yeah.
Okay.
Since we have time to it, can for those that on the line sessions here today, would you be able to write in the chat either you are PhD students, master students, or lecturers? If you can, just write out in the chat. While Dr. Assan's want to understand the audience
Okay.
more.
Yeah, that would be better if I know who I am talking to, and I hope I am audible. And
Loud and clear.
if you have any problems in understanding my accent, so you can raise your hands, and I can try to simplify and try to make you understand. And okay, so I'm not going to take a long time, obviously, and yeah. Oh, loud. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I don't have any slide as well. I'll just be. It is sort of going to be conversational, if that is okay with you. And yes, but I have only one slide to share with you. That is about the call for papers for our journal. It's only one slide. Yes. So I'll put it up at any point of time. And as William was asking me to talk about a bit of a history of our journal. And actually, it's difficult for me to talk about the history because the journal started in 1999. It means 23 to 24 years ago. And I joined, I started working with the university only 2014. And I have taken over the responsibility of the journal just 3 years ago. So, of course, I can tell you the reasons why journal was started or initiated in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. We all know why journal is published or is being published, and why it is important part of an academic organizations. So we understand that. But what happened from 1999 to 2000, so it means for more than 20 years, the journal was handled by one of our colleagues from England, and we used to publish only one issue per year, so per issue per volume. So that was the case, and that time, and it was there without any backlog. And the name of the journal is Southeast Asia Multidisciplinary Journal. So I have actually, yes, I have de-abbreviated like CMJ in just 2000. So it means just 3 years ago when I was given the responsibility of editor-in-chief. Okay, and that is the first time in 2000 we started the journal to publish 2 issues per volume. And in order for us to meet some criteria to get our journal into Scopus and some other major database indexes, and that was why we started 2 issues per volume. So, and we applied initially before we embarked on Emerald. We started to publish in 2 issues and started to apply for different databases. But it's important that we have to have a platform like Sage, like Emerald, or for Taylor, Francis, whatever. But unfortunately, somehow Emerald Williams just popped in, and yeah, and we advanced the discussion on how to get into Emerald, and at some point we have been able to do that. So that is a kind of I know that doesn't talk anything about the history, but since I don't know about the history, but how we have come to that point, so it is important that we talk about it. Okay, now let me see if I can share that slide. Right. I'm not sure if you can see this, see the slide.
Call for paper, yes.
Yes, that also that's to orient the journal with the attendees here. So the journal is Southeast Asia, like I said, and a multidisciplinary journal. So
Right.
we have the abbreviated CMJ, and is one of the call for papers that we have posed on Emerald side, and it has been sent to many how to say many audiences and many websites, so that people we try to just to reach out. In terms of the I better stop doing this. In terms of the scope and the aims, and the primarily journal actually wanted to publish the articles that only deals with Southeast Asia, but without any boundaries. Anyone who does research from any corner on the part of the world can submit for consideration in our journal. But this has to be dealing with at least one aspect of Southeast Asia. But the thing is, what happened? For the couple of months, as we embark on Emerald, we started to experience having many articles from many different parts of the world, and dealing with different other dealing with different areas, not necessarily on Southeast Asia. So I had a meeting with the team here. I have another editor-in-chief. We have a couple of associate editor, number of editorial board member. So we met, and I said that let's be more practical. Though the name of the journal is Southeast Asia, but since we are receiving a lot of submissions that don't deal with Southeast Asia, what should we do? We can't immediately just reject them. So it's a kind of disrespect of the kind of, and if we kind of like accept them, we are broadening our areas, and which is important. Let's not just be focusing only on Southeast Asia. So that makes sense. And we decided that yes, we'll be considering articles that don't deal with only with Southeast Asia, but there should be a limit. Since the name of the journal is Southeast Asia, so non-Southeast Asian articles should not be dominating the journal. So that was our thing. But you can write on, for example, Taiwan, but it has to have a kind of like in the conclusion, at least, there should be a few lines that talks about the implications of the topic that you are talking about for Southeast Asia. So this makes sense because when we'll be applying for Scoopers on ACI, they will be looking at that a journal named Southeast Asia, whether we are dealing with anything with Southeast Asia or just totally beyond that. So I think that makes sense. So let me be clear again. Now the policy is like, yes, we will be considering any articles that are not dealing with Southeast Asia. But yes, the priorities will be on articles that are dealing with Southeast Asia on any aspect of philosophy, politics, law, sociology, religion, Malay language, linguistic, whatever. But this has to be in English, because that is the condition that we agreed with Emerald, that we will be. It was bilingual journal before, the Malay and English, but predominantly English, obviously. Now the Emerald doesn't want to deal with Malay, so so it is. So this is the scope. Like a scope now is broadened. Now is going to be global, and fortunately we have embarked on with Emerald just a couple of months ago. We are receiving like 59 articles, and for your information, that we can accept only 18 articles per year, only 18 articles per year, but we have received only half of the year. We have received only 59. So it seems that we will be able to accept only 18%. It means 82% articles will be rejected. So it means that is from a contributor point of view, it is not a good news, but from a journal point of view, it is good news because that makes sense that we are selective and we can select the best articles. So that makes it in the sense. And yes. Yes, William.
I mean, this is an interesting fact. I'm so sorry to the participants. I think this have turned into a forum discussion between Dr. Hassan and William. I came across to one journal from Malaysia, open access journal, Emerald Open Access Journal in Malaysia. In this particular case, I don't want to name the journal title yet, but in one of the in every year they have 3 issues per year, and they have more than 400 submissions. More than 400 submissions in a year basis, only for 3 issues in a year. The rejection rate is very high because
high.
the submissions is high, the rejection is also very high, only for 3 issues in a year. I just want to ask, the questions would be that how do you select the the best paper amongst all the submission, because it's very tough. It's there are so many issues are there. There are pool of good papers and to select. How do you struggle in this particular journey?
Thank you, Liam. First thing is our journal is also 3 issues now per year, right? In May, August, and November, so 3 issues per year as well. Okay, it's a difficult, it's a daunting job, obviously, to select papers. It's not easy, obviously, but what we in general do, initially, what we used to do initially, like when we saw any article that are not dealing with Southeast Asia, we used to unsubmit immediately. That was the case, but now we are not doing it now at the moment because we have changed our decision that we will be considering any article that even don't deal with Southeast Asia. So we are not doing it. We are not submitting immediately. Now, what do we do first? We look, in order for us not to reject the articles, we look at our scope and we look at the journal, the article first, and we see if there is a match. If there's a good match, we decide not to reject. Then we see how clear are the objectives, how clear are the arguments, how well it is written. And we think about the audience as all. Audience means the readers, and how the novelty of the article. That is important. Is it new or is it going to break any ground? That is important, because we see in the last issue that was published, and one article we saw in less than 1 month, around 1,100 downloads happened from that 1,100 just in 1 month. So it makes sense. So I am also happy like that I was able to select an article that was able to attract that much attention from the readers. That's important for us. And of course, on a platform like Emerald, and our journal is relatively not that much known because we have come to the platform only just early this year, right? So it's new in that sense, though the journal itself is not new. It has been existing for the last 23 years. So it is a good thing. So I like that one. So it means if I come to your point again, like a fundamental thing like number of words that is important for us, like because we cannot go beyond 6,000, but sometimes sometimes 7,000, depends on the quality of the article. And sometimes we look at the geographical distribution as well, like how wide it is. Like not only we want to see that our articles are representative of the world, like it's coming from the UK, for example, to the US, from Malaysia, from East Asia, from somewhere else. So that also makes sense for us to make our journal global. So that is one thing. And the flow of writing, how good it is. It's not that it doesn't have to be really full with jargons. We don't want that. It has to be because our target is to reach as many audience as possible. So this has to be free from jargon, obviously. And like I said, the groundbreaking thing, something new that you are really contributing to the scholarship, to new knowledge that is important. And if I read, then if I have some difficulties, because sometimes I don't know everything about different philosophy for politics, for example, law, then I sit down with my team member. That is, it seemed to me that is a good article, but I don't have full grasp on this article. So I sit down with our relevant team member, and I depend on their opinions. And if there is a go ahead uh, sign, then we go ahead for reviews. That is what I do. But for most of the cases, if it is within my field, my interest, and my conscience says that is a good article that will attract readers, that will create new knowledge, that will contribute to the scholarship, then I go ahead for external reviews. Does this answer somehow um, your question, William? And if there is any question from the audience, please feel free to ask. And I will be even free to reply after that. And if you have my email, and you can get my email actually from the journal website, and I will be happy to reply anytime, any day, and if you any kind of questions related to the journal. And type of paper, like William was saying, the type of paper, like I said, type of paper, it goes within the scope. Like there is no boundaries. Any kind of paper that mostly deals with Southeast Asia or any contemporary issues. For example, we are dealing with one article now that talks about Ukraine-Russia war. It has nothing to do with Southeast Asia, but I believe Southeast Asia is not devoid, or the article is not devoid of the, we are connected in the globalist world to whatever events the world is experiencing. So I think there is an important article, and it's a contemporary thing. And though it doesn't deal directly with Southeast Asia, but obviously it deals with Southeast Asia, because every single individual is affected by the war. So I thought that is an important, but still I sought advice from my team member. What do you think about it? They said it's a nice article. Let's go for external reviews. But I have noticed that I have invited at least 9 potential reviewers, but sometimes it's very difficult to find one, obviously. But I keep looking for reviewers as well. So you see, sometimes actually the scope does not limit you that, oh, you have to accept this article, not like that. So it's a contemporary one. So we also consider the contemporariness, how important it is. It is how important the article is in terms of the urgency, in terms of global attention kind of thing. So that also makes sense. So like I said, to answer to address the point, you said type of paper. So there is no limit, I would say. And William, then you said the desk review and review process. Like I guess kind of I have touched upon how I do the desk review. Like when I see that it is the article for this particular article, I don't have any difficulty deciding whether to send for reviews or to disreject. I try to do on my own if I feel it is going to be unfair for the submitter, for the author, then I call for a meeting with my team members. So because I am also an author, and I have been struggling with 2 articles for the last 4 years, and it's last 4 years because I know it's a bit biased, like it was on Japan homogeneity and why they're not accepting refugees. I know it is biased. I understand that. Okay, I got a question. So I'll come to the point. So I understand. I accept that I will have difficulty in getting it published. But yes, these things happen. But so from author perspective, it is sometimes really difficult to accept the rejection. So we try to be as human, as fair as possible. Like I said, because I understand the pain of the author. So I don't want to give the same pain to the authors, because it's very important. It's very, very important for their career, for professions, for our knowledge creation. So we don't like take any article lightly. Any kind of article, we don't care initially about the quality. We look at the effort made by the authors. So we respect that. And this is why we call for a full-fledged meeting with board members. Then we decide on that. So to make sure that nobody goes through this unfair judgment. Okay, let me look at this. What are the pros and cons of publishing a book with a university publisher versus university book with a? Oh, that's a good point. Good point, because I got my book from Bristol
The
University
answer-
just yesterday.
Is this a new one?
New one, just got yesterday. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, for from Bristol University Press. So it's a good point.
Okay, right, yeah.
Yeah, so I got the just yesterday. So timely question. Thank you for this. So I had the chance to promote my book.
You have a lot of books. I remember I went to say you have a lot of books with you.
Yeah, it's actually not good to have many books, but books have a longer shelf life. So that makes sense.
Yes, yes, they do. And I'm not too sure about Brunei, but in Malaysia, if you are from the public university, a book is a must for promotion. So no matter how how highly cited you are in the journal article, but if you do not have any books or books chapters that publish under your profile name, you're not qualified for associate professor. I think associate professor or professor, something like that. So that is for Malaysia public university scenario. Yeah. But yeah. What you have published so many books. I also wanted to know this question. I mean the answer to these questions. What are the pros and cons between publish a book with a publishers and publish a book with with a university publisher and publish a book with Emerald or Wiley or any other? Yeah.
Yeah, the interesting thing is here, I guess there is no pros and cons. The fundamental thing for the university press, they don't have that much funding. They don't have that much money. That is one thing. This is why, this is one of the reasons why they are very, very selective. Very important. And for another point is, I realize that for most of the publishers like Routledge, for Emerald, for Sage, for Springer, they have outsourced for the production in India, which is cheaper. But for university press, they have not outsourced. If it is in the UK, it is UK. Because I saw how rigorous they have been. The production, they have been like so rigorous. They are like real editor. They're asking about a research question. They're asking about our particular word. What did we mean? So meticulous. And for Routledge, because one book is already in production from Routledge that is coming out soon, and it was like not that, and they are very, very. It means for university press they spend more, but they have less money. This is why they have to be careful about selecting book.
So
This
they have
means,
to be
yeah,
selective
this
with
means
their
to
budget.
say, this means to say they make sure about the quality of the production. They make sure about the quality. There's something new. And you can see if, at the last page of the book, we said that is what we have contributed. Many people are writing about Rohingyas, their stories, that this and that, history, right? Their flight from this country to that country, their resettlement, many things. But what is exactly new? You contributed. You have to be able to claim. So that makes your book, different. That makes your book unique. That will help your book stand out. When we are able to make this, university press will accept this. Nothing else, actually, nothing else. But are the more or less, the all general principles are more or less same. Only the difference, like I said, university presses, they have less money. Since they have less money, they cannot publish as many as others do. This is why they can maintain the quality, because they have not outsourced their production in India. They have kept their production in their own hand. They spend more money, they ensure the quality. This is why. That is it. That is it, nothing much. Same, yes. So yes, go ahead.
If I may, follow up a question on this, right? Would be that from some discussions, some gossiping discussions that I have with book authors and even local public university publishers here. You are correct. Then they have very limited budget. They have been very selective of who, which book to go with. Because of that, sometimes there are some political selections behind that. So we are not going to talk about it. But my follow-up questions is actually on the quality of the book. I do not come across I have not come across yet to any public university publisher that has rigorous checking, as you mentioned. Because most of them, they would be spending their money on the book production more, rather than having people to check the quality of it. So your experience is actually, they have a more quality on that. Is that so?
Yeah, I guess so, because I give you another example. For this particular book, they
Right.
sent to five reviewers.
Wow.
The 3 reviewers were very, very positive, and that made the publisher suspicious. So they sent it to another one. They wanted to make sure that it's really worth publishing.
Right.
So when they found all the reviewers are very, very positive, they took it negatively.
Okay.
So they sent it to another one. This is how it is. Why I'm giving the this is why I'm giving the example. One of our books now in the production. I'm not mentioning the name of the publisher. It's a reputed publisher, and they sent it to two reviewers. And I know that they got only 1 review. They have already accepted and they gave us the contract.
Right.
So I wasn't happy about it. It was okay. My other co-author was happy because it's getting published fast, but I was not happy with the rigor. So I was not happy about that. Right. So that makes sense. Actually, like when you go through a rigorous process, you are happy as an academic. That make you more confident. Oh, that is how it is.
Yes.
So
yes.
This is one of the things. William, and there is another question, that's pros and cons publisher versus publishing a book with Emerald. So I guess Emerald is here. So I guess William can.
My earlier thoughts on these questions would be every publisher, even university publisher, has their own directions and has their own focus point. So for university publisher, I can safely say that their objective is to help their own university members to publish. So they may not have a very specific topics area or goals areas that they wanted to focus. While to publish a book with Emerald or with Sage or with Routledge, most of the publishers have their own publishing goals, their subject area, their focus area. So even a book that may attract something, but if it doesn't fit to the publisher as a general goals, just example, if you were to write let's say mechanical engineering, a book on that and publish it with Emerald, I can say 90% chances will be rejected. Reason why? Because Emerald does not goes with engineering books in Emerald. But if you talk about the recent one, very similar to you, Dr. Ahsan. The recent book from Australia is about Indian descendants, migrated people that working in Australia. That book, talks about again the migrations and the populations, the minority populations in Australia itself. If you talk about that books, that is something that Amuro would accept. So this is my early answer to this. Not too much about the benefits. To me, I think the benefits more or less the most important is actually what Dr. Ahsan said, the quality of a book. When you publish a book, not only it brings fame to your profile, but it's also the satisfactions of it. Sometimes your proposal may get rejected. That is all right, as long as people actually give you comments, way to actually improve into it. So I have a lot of book proposal that coming through me, and then I send it to UK. UK would give me, their comments. From there I learned. Oh, this is actually how UK think about it. There's also how what other reviewers are actually thinking about it. So this is some learning journey that actually helps me and shape me, and also our dear friends that submitted the book with Emerald. So yeah, with that, I not going to say a goodbye first, but I wanted to ask any questions from the floor again, and also Dr. Ahsan, you have anything to actually add on from your side?
And I guess regarding publications, I'm sure that the audience also they know. But like I said, in one session is impossible to answer all the questions, and But this I'm saying that I'm open to be connected with you if you are interested in, and I would be like calling for papers also from you. And and one of the point that you raised before, like if our journal is open to new reviewers, yes, we are looking for new reviewers. Please feel free, yes, because we are sometimes for particular articles, like I said, for one article I invited 16, for one article I invited nine reviewers, but either they don't have time or they don't have expertise in this particular area and they decline. Kind of thing is a good experience. It's a good experience. So I would be really inviting any of you or whoever want to become our reviewer. You are most welcome, please. And I welcome you to submit your articles as well. And yes, and yes, and what else? And open cost. Yeah, and we are like perhaps William already knows that we also publish like special issues, and
Yes.
2 are already accepted by Emerald, so they are on our website already. So
Yes.
if any of you want to go for a special issue and you become the guest editor, and please go ahead, and we'll be happy to entertain that. And always like what I like about Emerald is, though William is here, but let me tell this as to you. Now, the thing is, because as an editor, I have written an editorial, and that is actually an article length editorial. So I wanted it to be included in one of the issues, but I was told by Purnima or Judy that I can't do this because this has to, though I am a chief editor, I wrote the editorial, but this has to go through a review process because it's article length. So I like that one. So we didn't publish that in the first issue, not even second issue. So we're planning to publish it in the third issue of this year.
Right.
So yeah, so it has been unsubmitted. Now I will be arranging for referring this one. Then so as a chief editor, still I cannot publish my own editorial without review. So which I liked, and even our team members said, "Oh, that's a good thing."
Yeah, I thought you were complaining that. but
Yeah,
one of the reason why the editorial notes has to go to a review is actually because the editorial note itself also assigned with DOI.
Yes.
Personally, I like what the UK publisher think about the way that they process it. They also allow the editorial notes for special issues to be cited as well. So
Yeah,
it's not just a preface. It's not just a preface.
yeah, yeah.
But that is something that I say, wow, that is good.
Yeah.
I learned that last year when I assist one special issues, and the same thing. The guest editor wanted to have the editorial note at the front, and they were actually saying that, oh, you also have to go through the submission. So go
Yeah.
through the peer review process. Then I get to know that, oh, I did not know that. I thought that was a preface. Then I think Judy, sorry, not Judy. That was not Judy before. Then she's somebody from the UK told me that because of the DOI, so it must go through the submission process where it will need to go to productions, and then the DOI will then assign. I said, oh, good to know, good to know.
Yeah, not only that, one more experience that I should share. Like one of the articles on Rohingya that I really liked the article, and I talked to a team member and they liked, and we went through the review process, and both reviewers were very positive. So, and I accepted that article, but Emerald gave me a warning that no, it has to go through another review because everyone was positive and it looked like suspicious. So it was an additional work for me, but I was happy with the rigor.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. This is one way of maintaining the quality and sharing the quality. And sometimes we can like oversight.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just slipped, like from our eyes. But Emerald doesn't let it go that easy. So this is a good thing. I like that one. Yes, I don't know if I have covered everything, and if there is any particular question, I guess better than I address and we talk. So because I wanted it to be conversational, please go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I think you have covered all of that. If there's any question from the floor, this is the time for it. If while you would like to, if you want to voice out, please do so too. Or if you want to type, you can type right now. Before before I pass to anyone, or before I end the sessions, or before I pass it back to Encik Hazim from the Teaching and Learning Center, I just wanted to bring this up to everyone attention, and also Dr. Ahsan attentions. I'll be contacting you after this as well. We do have our own regional Facebook page for Amoro. We have Amoro official from the UK. We have recently created our own regional Facebook page. Besides them talking about our activities, our conferences, bookshop, and so. For any of the special issues, we will also highlight the special issues. So for two special issues that coming from SCAMJ, we're going to get creative team to come up with the simple versions and to post that on our regional page. That's actually one. Then the other second one would be the some journal starting from some journal. Example, this journal, I think this a bit too small for everyone to view that. So starting from a journal called Journal of Accounting and Organizational Change. We talk. This is not from me, but the publisher of this journal. I mean the publishing team, publishing member in UK talks to the editorial team. They will also provide. They also wanted to build a group of reviewers. They wanted to provide more review opportunities for more early career reviewers and so on and so. So this journal, Accounting and Organizational Change, if anyone would like to give a try to be a reviewer, please contact Dr. Ahsan.
Please,
By now you can
please.
contact Dr. Ahsan. If there's any other journals or subject areas that interest you out there, you can also go into the Amoro homepage. Probably you can ask the journal editor If not, yeah, probably we can also if you find this is good, do let me know. Probably I can create something for more regional basis over here. That's actually all from me. Any last question from the floor? If not, and any last comment from our special guest, Dr. Hassan?
No, I guess the one question that I saw here is encompasses many things, and
Yeah.
I hope I was able to answer somehow. But like I said, it's always difficult to answer. But I have put my email address, the Gmail one. So
Yeah.
So you're open to contacting me, and in any case, for publications, reviews for the journal or anything, please feel free. And it's always good to be connected. It's always great to be connected as an academic, because that is our destiny anyway. Like whether we teach or we are taught, so whatever we like. So.
And anyone would like to, plans to go to Brunei, meet me and Dr. Hassan. We did talk before. We're going to plan a roadshow trip in Brunei this year itself. So once we actually decided on the date and the times, so fly over. It's not, surprisingly, it's not from Malaysia. It's not expensive, to actually fly over to the Brunei itself, and yeah, many things we can actually do over there.
And one thing, maybe I missed it, like our journal is open access and you don't have to pay anything for that.
Yes.
Open access, I forgot. This is important point. Our journal is open access. Yes, open access, and it means it is it can reach out to many readers, and it's totally free.
Yes,
It's
free to
totally
publish.
free. Yeah,
Free to read, free to download, free to publish.
Yeah, free to publish, free to download. But sometimes I see when it goes to production and email sends an agreement, there are options like you open access, but actually I saw the publisher, the author sometimes are confused. They go, do you have to pay? They ask me. They no, you don't have to pay anywhere, anything, any single cent.
Yeah,
There's a big clue.
Yeah, because the journal has been funded by Dr. Hassan's faculty and also university. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you to UBD.
Yeah, good that I was reminded of this. Thank you very much.
Right, with that, I want to say thank you to all that joining us this morning. Thank you to Dr. Hassan because it's not a working day in Brunei. Today, and he has just concluded a big conference yesterday. Lastly, I just also want to say thank you, Encik Hazim.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Encik Hazim. Encik Hazim, any last word from TNL?
All right. Thank you so much on behalf of Teaching and Learning Center in UOW Malaysia. Thanks to Dr. Hassan. So for you to spend your time and give your insights, and again, thanks to Mr. William to provide the opportunity for us to organize the session for our colleagues. And I think that's all. And
that's all,
and happy weekend.
I'm so sorry. Just a little bit promotion. Hazim, for our next webinar, that would be in August or September. I almost forgot. August.
It's August. Yes.
August. For our next webinar, please share that with all the UOW members, because we have invited Professor Brian Wong, ex UOW Malaysia faculty members. He was from tourism, is it? Tourism or business?
Business.
Business. Prof. Brian Wong. So currently he has moved on. He's now the dean of School of Business, Faculty of Business in Swinburne University. So he is graciously enough to accept the invitations to share to sharing in the next webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Hazim. Thank you, Dr. Hassan. Thank you, Dr. Hassan.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good to see you.
Thank you for your time. Have a good rest.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.